Welcome again in an environmental awareness course. I am Dr. Vinod Raut. Welcome to all of you. People in environment. These people who are contributed in the field of environment. The first is Charles Darwin. There are several international known environmental thinkers. Among those who have made a landmark, the names that are usually mentioned are Charles Darwin wrote The Origin of Species, which brought to light the close relationship between habits and species. It brought about the new thinking of a man's relationship with other species that was based on evolution. Alfred Wallace came to the same conclusion during his work. The second one is John Muir. He is remembered as having saved the great ancient sequoia trees in California forest. In the 1890s, he formed the Sierra Club, which is a major conservation NGO in USA. The next a great personality, Aldo Leopold, was a forest official in the United States in the 1920s. He designed the early policies on wilderness conservation and wildlife management in the 1960s. There are some of the internationally known environmental thinkers. So among these, Rachel Carson. Rachel Carson published several articles that cause immediate worldwide concern on the effect of pesticides on the nature and mankind. She wrote a well-known book called Silent Spring, which eventually led to the change in government policy and public awareness. L. Wilson is an entomologist who advised that biological diversity was a key to human survival on Earth. He wrote Diversity of a Life in 1993, which was awarded a prize for the best book published in environmental studies. His writing brought home to the world the risk of mankind due to man-made disturbance in natural ecosystem that are leading to the rapid extinction of the species at the global level. The next thinker, Salim Ali, is a very well-known personality, synonymously with the ornithology in India and with the Bombay Natural History Society, BNHS. He also wrote several great books, including the famous book of Indian birds. His autobiography, Fall of a Sparrow, should be a read by every nature enthusiast. He was our country's leading conservation scientist and influenced environmental policy in our country over the last 15 years. Indira Gandhi, our former Prime Minister, played a highly significant role in the preservation of India's wildlife. It was during her period as a Prime Minister that the network of he grew from 65 to 2,981. The Wildlife Protection Act was formulated during the period when she was a Prime Minister, and the Indian Board of Wildlife was extremely active as the personality chaired all its meetings. India gained a name for itself by being a major player in cities and other international environment treaties and accords during the tenure. BNHS, Bombay Natural History Society, frequently used her goodwill to get conservation action initiated by the government. The next personality, it's known as S.P. Godrej, was one of the India's greatest supporters of wildlife conservation and nature awareness program. Between 1975 to 1999, S.P. Godrej received 10 awards for his conservation activity. He was awarded by the Padma Bhushan in 1999. His friendship with people in power combined with his deep commitment for conservation lead to the playing a major advocacy. M.S. Swaminathan, the name is itself great, is one of the India's foremost agricultural scientists and also been concerned with various aspects of a biodiversity conservation, both of cultivators and wild biodiversity. He has founded the MS Swaminathan Research Foundation in Chennai, which does work on the conservation of a biological diversity. Madhav Gadgil is also a well-known ecologist in India. His interests range from broad ecological issues such as developing community, biodiversity registers and conserving scarce groups to studies on the behavior of mammals, birds and insects. He has written several articles, published papers in journals and is the author of 6 books. The next personality, M.C. Mehta, is undoubtedly India's most famous environmental lawyer since 1984. He has filed several public interest litigation for supporting the cause of environmental conservation. His most famous long-drawn battles supported by the Supreme Court, including protecting the Taj Mahal, cleaning up the Ganga rivers, banning intensive farming on the coast, shipping farming on the coast, initiating government to implement environmental education in school and colleges, and variety of other conservation issues. The next personality, Anil Agrawal, was a journalist who wrote the first report on the state of India's environment in 1982. He founded the Center for Science and Environment, which is an active NGO that supports the various environmental issues. Medha Patkar is known as one of the India's champions who has supported the cause of downtrodden tribal people whose environment is being affected by the dams on the river Narmada. Sundarlal Bahuguna. The Chipko movement has become an internationally well-known example of highly successful conservation action program throughout the efforts of local people for gardening their forest resources. His fight to prevent the construction of the Terai Dam in a fragile earthquake-prone setting is a battle that continues to wage. The Garhwal Hills will always remember his dedication to the cause for which he has walked over the 20,000 kilometers. Sunita Narayani is an Indian environmentalist and political activist, as well as the major proponent the green concept for sustainable development. Narayan is the Director General of the India-based Research Institute, the Center for Science and Environment, Director of the Society for Environmental Communication, and editor of the 40 magazine. In 1989, Narayani and Agrawal wrote Towards the Green Village on the subject of local democracy and sustainable development. In 2012, she wrote the 7th State of India's Environment Reports, Extra Matters Analysis of Urban India's Water Supply and Pollution. In 2005, she was awarded Padma Shri, the Government of India. Menka Gandhi, she was wife of the famous Indian politician Sanjay Gandhi. But Menka Gandhi, known for a reason different from above, she is an animal rights leader as well as the environmentalist. In 1994, she founded People for Animal, the largest organization for animals welfare in India. She anchored a TV program, Heads and Tails, and authored a book under the same title. Vandana Shiva, she is a Delhi-based environmentalist and eco-feminist. She has authored books such as Monoculture of the Mind, Staying Alive, Woman, Ecology and Development, Biopiracy, and Soil Not Oil. Soil Not Oil is one of the important. She was awarded in 1993 Right Livelihood Award, considering parallel to the Nobel Prize. So these are the environmentalists who contributed in the field of environment. Thank you.